Several times in life, I have found myself stuck. And by stuck, I mean uninspired and overwhelmed. And what I discovered not only changed my mindset, but also completely shifted the way I approach life. And I'd like to share that with you today. Hi, my name is Ogochukwu Obina, and this is my first ever YouTube video. If you're new here, welcome. This channel will be about personal growth, embracing change, and becoming the best version of ourselves. My goal is to share what I've learned along the way, things I wish people had told me, and things people had told me, but I refuse to listen to at the time because I don't know why. And so I had to learn from my mistake. I don't want you to be like me. So if that is the kind of content you're into, you're in the right place. So what is a big realization? It's something simple but incredibly powerful. And it is, I stopped chasing perfection and started celebrating progress. I know it almost sounds cliche, but stick with me and I'll explain. Let me give you some background. For years, I have felt like I was behind on my personal milestones, behind in my career growth, you name it, behind everywhere. And this is what I'd like to add, that comparison is a thief of joy. So what I used to do was I would set unrealistic expectations based on people's lives that I admired. And when I failed to meet them, I considered myself a failure. Now, does that sound familiar to you? It wasn't until I shifted my mindset to focus on small, consistent steps that I began to see some real change. And the best part is it made me so much happier. Here are 4 things that helped me embrace progress over perfection and enable me to start growing into my best self. Number 1, I now set intentional goals. So instead of setting massive yearly goals that I'm never able to meet, I now set smaller, specific intentions for each week that I'm able to now break down into daily targets. So for instance, instead of saying I will focus on personal development this year, I now tell myself that I will read, for instance, Ray Dalio's Principle this week or this month, and then I then break it down further to I will read at least 2 chapters of Ray Dalio's Principles every day. You see how achievable that sounds? You see how doable, you know? Another very good example is I will focus on fitness this year. All of us, like I myself, I'm still guilty of telling myself I will focus on my health this year. But this is how it started working out for me. I now say I will drink at least a cup of water every morning when I get up. I will add an additional 1,000 steps to my step count every week. You see how doable that sounds? So you should try that and let me know how that works out for you. Number 2, track those goals. What isn't measured never improves. So I like to add my little intentions to my calendar and then set reminders to get those things done. At the end of each week, I go back to see how I performed and then plan to outdo myself the following week. Number 3, I now celebrate small wins. Shout out to my sister Chinoye who gave me this tip. So I now keep a win journal where at the end of each day, I write down at least one thing I did in that day that I was super proud of. And you guys, it's a game changer. Number 4, I am learning to be kinder to myself. And this one is huge. I realize that I am my own worst critic and I can be very harsh to myself. So I'm learning to talk to myself like I would a friend, and I think you should try it too. It's very freeing. So now instead of telling myself I am shy, I can't do this, I now say things like I am building my confidence, I am getting better at this, and I can do it. So I've learned that speaking this way reframes the way I look at myself. And I want to thank my sister Izine for calling me out on this one. And I didn't realize the power of it until I started to put it in practice. And I think you should. I didn't even realize that my microphone had gone off, but that's okay. I just have an additional tip for us today. And that is surrounding ourselves with good people. And by good people, I mean people who believe in our journey, people who believe in us, people who will hold us accountable on this journey, people who will call us to order in kindness. I've been blessed to be surrounded by wonderful, very reliable group of people at every stage of my journey, and I'm super grateful for that. And I know there's some of us who will say that I'm an introvert. When I don't like to surround myself with people and all of that. When you do this journey alone, you will not go far enough. So you need at least one person in your life that will hold you accountable. And I wish you all the best on your journey to embracing progress. So if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed, I hope this video reminds you to give yourself some grace. Personal growth isn't about being perfect, but it's about showing up for yourself little by little every day. So if this video resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. If you are excited about this journey, I'd like for you to subscribe and stick around. There's so much to come, and I'd love to share everything with you. And remember, progress is enough. So start from where you are. Thank you. See you in the next video.